And then recently, the public, there was an outcry on social media, people wanting the anti-corruption or anti-corruption agencies to pick keen interest in investigating what's taking place in Parliament. And later on, your office decided you are going to handle or look into the matter, and you seem to have made a U-turn.
Made a what?
A U-turn.
No,
and said you're not going to investigate further.
Because like you rightly said, out of the public outcry, our attention was drawn to allegations of misappropriation of public funds in Parliament. And so we rose to the challenge of our office and said we are going to investigate. And we did, we went far and even completed an investigation plan. But when we got to Parliament, we found that the Auditor General is already there. And we have our working protocols, the interagency, anti-corruption agencies. When one institution is investigating a certain case, we don't crowd. And this is out of experience. Sometimes you go to an agency and you find Auditor General is there, PPD is there, CID is there, State House is there, then IG is there. We all find ourselves there and we are asking for the same documents. Give me your procurement documents for this. Give me this. And it is messy. So we sat down and said,
the Auditor General will take the lead.
The Auditor General will take the lead. Arising out of his report, we shall see whether, how to move on, arising out of the Auditor General's report. And many times, we have gone somewhere, and for instance, NSSF, we took the lead. The Auditor General said, let IG go there first.
Maybe did you share like some of the things that you'd want also him to find out on your behalf? Like some of the areas, key areas where you wanted the Auditor General to at least to give you some answers?
No, because I'm waiting for them to come out with their reports. Normally, they have red flags, which we take up, because they don't prosecute, but we prosecute. So normally when they find red flags, they pass them on to us for further management.
Just in case you find out there are big names involved, or where there are red flags that call for big names to be acted upon, or action taken against them, will you rise to the occasion again and have them prosecuted?
Absolutely. We will rise to the occasion because we have a job to do. I took oath to do a job. Sometimes it's not very pleasant, but you took oath and you have to do the job. And if you don't want to do the job, get out. And whoever can do it, there are many people out there who can do the job.
Because what we understand from this country over time is that those who are highly placed and have influence and authority will always suffocate whatever comes against them. So in this case, how prepared are you to face that?
I am protected by the law and by my mandate. So I am not unduly worried that I can't do the job. I am up to the job. You know, at one time I was running for president of Uganda. So there's no way that one person can, and I'll tell you something, how high do they come if they can't go beyond the president? His Excellency the President told me when I was swearing, do this job. And I will tell you, the President has never called me to say, don't do this, slow down on this.
Did you take keen interest also in investigating the issue of the goats? The goats also still in Karamoja? Because we do understand that the goats, the money that was misappropriated is even more than what was misappropriated in the iron sheets.
That's saga. True. We started with the iron sheets and we uncovered that about 4 billion was misappropriated in the purchase
of the iron sheets.
By the technical staff this time. But the management of the iron sheets when they were bought, that was mainly by the politicians. We wanted to split them. After the Mabati, then we go down to the goats. But you see, CID, the president had already directed CID to investigate. So CID started the investigations, and within our protocols, when one is doing something, then you don't go there. You wait for their report.
Recently, the police, they admitted that one of the reasons as to why sometimes they engage in corruption is because of their poor welfare, and maybe even the state of or the conditions under which they live. They are quite appalling. So what did you pick from their message?
Let me tell you, the big corruption is not the 20,000 shillings which the policeman gets on the road. The big corruption is the syndicated corruption, where it begins with a budget. They put a budget, a sum in the budget, and from witness accounts which we have received, some people in Ministry of Finance have a cut. It goes to Parliament. Some people in Parliament also have a cut. It goes to the ministry. Some people in the ministry also have a cut. So by the time the money gets to the contractor, it is half the money in the budget. So the contractor is forced to figure out how to deliver a 10 billion worth product using 5 billion.
And then, so if you know it's syndicated corruption, how do you plan to nip them in the bud?
Says, you know, syndicated corruption is very difficult to deal with, because it is a secret between so many people. That's why I think that the lifestyle audit is what will give a lethal blow to syndicated corruption.
When do you want to embark on the lifestyle audit?
We have already embarked on it, but that's part of our negotiation with the public. We tell the public the lifestyle audit is a partnership between us who have instruments of authority and you who have information. If a public officer sitting here in Kampala or in the Ministry of Finance or in Parliament or in any other ministry takes money and builds a house or a mall or a mansion in Kabale or Karamoja or Kochi, it is you the public, who know that.
You have a budget of over 60 billion per year.
More than half of it for salaries.
And half of it goes for salaries.
And wages.
And wages. So I just wanted to understand, in terms of value for money, how much do you recover in a year? Is it commensurate to what you're spending?
Well, you know what we are spending is on education. I mean, how do you value what you're spending on? We have a Directorate of Education. We have the other support costs. But what I can tell you is that whereas 2 years before, I think they would recover about $1 billion or $2 billion. In the last year alone, we recovered about 30 billion, which is nothing compared to what is being stolen. I admit, it's really nothing.
So what do you need
compared
in order to recover hundreds of billions?
We need, in order to recover
hundreds of billions, because that's when people will feel you're working.
No, but
because
for me,
it's just like
is more important.
It's like now how it looks is like you feed a cow, you get no milk.
No, you get the milk, because what will work more is prevention. We need the people in Uganda to say no to corruption.
Thank you so much for rendering us your time.
Thank you for having me on the show.